Let's get right down to the business of taking care of business. So yesterday, I was out with the family, doing my thing, visiting with my brother, niece, and nephew. They came around the way. We was in the park doing what we do. Then one of the homies came through. They ain't seen in a while. You know, my brother plugs my YouTube channel. I ain't mad at him. Sometimes he does it more than I do, especially in person. Shout out to 90 Clock. Anyway, talking to one of the guy I knew from around the way for a long time. And my brother told him I did YouTube videos. So we talking and say, oh, you do YouTube videos. I'm being modest about it. I'm not really trying to push it, not trying to go anywhere with it. And he says, well, people make money doing YouTube videos. And I'm like, yeah, people make money. I didn't want to get too deep into it, but I do have to misspell or dispel some of the myths. Misspell, that's funny. Misspell some of the myths that, how people still make money on YouTube. Because it's like people make money on YouTube. But the reality is nowadays that you can't just upload a video and expect to make a whole bunch of money, or put up any content that you want and then it's just going to go viral, or it's just going to be a sensation. The reality is that there's an oversaturation on YouTube, of different content channels and different things that people are doing. So it's probably harder than ever to try to make money from just uploading videos, and putting it out there, especially if you don't have an audience and a base and stuff like that. A lot of people make money through, sponsorships and things like that, brand deals, endorsements. They sell products and stuff like that, or you're good at networking, or you connected to somebody and have collaborations, and, you have other people's audiences, tuning into what you're doing. Sometimes people have a team, a team of folks that help them put together content. They plan, they strategize, they plot, they figure out different ways, because there's this myth that just because, you have a YouTube channel and then you put out content that you're going to all of a sudden be able to make money. It still comes down to a certain threshold where you still have to have a certain amount of subscribers, and then you have to have a certain amount of watch hours, and then you have to make sure your stuff is within the community guidelines of what YouTube deems accessible, or basically acceptable. There you go. Forgive me, I'm tired. So what YouTube deems acceptable is basically what, is going to help you, even qualify for the, right to make any money. And these are some of the things that people leave out a lot of times, that you could just, put together a channel, put up any content, say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and it's just going to be like that. There are corporate pressures from YouTube because YouTube is owned by a publicly traded company. It has sponsorships from the likes of, ESPN and Fox and Disney, Marvel, Nickelodeon, you name it, a who's who, a panoply of advertisers that want to keep the content clean. And then, people remember the PewDiePie scandal and, the Paul brothers and all that stuff, things that people did to, really hurt, what would happen to creators. Some people use the scapegoats, but that's a whole other conversation. Basically, I just wanted to highlight the fact that things have changed a lot on how people make money on YouTube, especially when they opened up the partnership program. I think it was 2012, around 2013. It was definitely open to a lot of people, and you could put, up content, and as long as you made 1,000 views, you would get paid, X amount of dollars, not a whole bunch of money, based on the amount of views that you got per video. It's not the same anymore. Even if you do get 1,000 views per video, you still have to have a certain amount of subscribers. You still have to, have a certain amount of watch time. You still have to be engaged in a certain way. It still has to be material that's not copyrighted, So if you have copyrighted material inside of your content, that's a strike there. Somebody else can make money off of your content, and then maybe you get copyright strikes and lose your channel. Stuff like that has happened to a lot of people. And then you could even have, channels, let's say you're like in the 420 community, smoking the marijuana or something like that, or maybe you're talking about a sensitive subject, your channel could be shut down for that. So there's a lot of different things that factor in to how, money is made on YouTube and people making money. Because like I said, people make money on YouTube, but there's still guidelines, there's still restrictions, censorship, things that, come into play. And a lot of people, they make money on YouTube, but sometimes, when you're a smaller YouTuber or you don't have the infrastructure, you have to be creative with how you make money as far as, putting, content out there. Sometimes, people promote and share things through other social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, if people still use Snapchat. So there's a lot of different things that people do, marketing campaigns, having a team of people that can, create accounts on different social media sites and share out your content. So like I said, there are different things that people definitely do. So I don't want that misconception to be out there that, just because you throw out a video or just because you have a channel, just because you put out a certain amount of content that you're automatically going to make money. There are people such as myself who have, over 100,000 views and haven't made, money off of per se just, uploading videos. I've made money off of YouTube, but not in the traditional way. Sometimes you may do, sponsored videos or, content work, editing work for people. Sometimes, you may be promoting a particular issue, or doing some, work behind the scenes for folks, and you get cut a check that way. So there's always ways to parlay, your experience and what you do here on YouTube. And then there's also the fact that, as far as you have to decide whether or not what type of channel you want to be, because you can't just put out anything. If you're a variety channel, it's going to be very hard to make money on YouTube. If you're not a niche channel, if you're not somebody that's very specific about what you're doing, be it you a prank channel, be it you live streams, be it you a vlog channel, be it you a beauty channel, selling insurance, whatever you do. A lot of times people want to know that they're coming to your channel for a specific thing. Maybe you're an expert. Maybe you're somebody that's very entertaining. Maybe you're teaching somebody something. But for the most part, it is something where you have to say to yourself, hey, let's be realistic about, what's going on here. And I think a lot of people have the misconception that you could just put out content and you're going to make money off YouTube, when that's the furthest thing from the truth, unless you get a viral sensation and you just happen to strike gold, which can happen, but you can't always depend on a viral video. You can't always depend on striking it rich, or striking gold just because you uploaded something. Maybe you'll catch a wave, maybe you'll catch a time or a trend. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Thank you for listening. Catch you next time. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Peace.